At Beat the Creek 2024, I ran into a little booth called Radioactive RC Ranch. Now, you're about to see things you have never seen before. Please watch. Let's go. Radioactive Ranch. What's up, buddy?
What's going on? Jay Yandell here with Radioactive RC Ranch.
Dude.
And we've got some stuff to show you.
I like the pullers. You got the mowers over here. Pull behind your SCX6. Let's start with these right here.
These are the world premiere pullers in the RC community. You're talking about 24 horsepower, running 24 cells of power. This one's running 16 cells of power, 2 8S motors. This has got 4 6S motors. These turbines are scale. They spool up and they sound like the real thing. They're not the real turbines, but we're all about scale. These guys are completely animatronic. Their heads, both their hands, they all work. They function the steering wheel and the throttle. So we want to make these look as real as possible going down the track. They're pulling anywhere from 125 to 225 pounds, 30 feet. Wow. And they're pulling it very, very violently. But it is,
violently, I like
it is quite a show to see it happen for sure. There's really no one in the world that's building these kind of pullers. Even the guys that are building the pullers, they're not building the forward motors, making them as realistic as what you're seeing right here. There's not another RC tractor in the world that has 4 forward motors to 3 locked up differentials. You'll never see that again.
That is quite the beast, buddy.
I'm pretty proud of them. I've worked real hard to build them. They're quite the showpiece, but they're also working. They just came off of the Ohio Spring Nationals, and they can be seen on the YouTube channel Radioactive RC Ranch, and they are quite the performers.
Now, over here we have the most incredible Bandit I've ever seen.
This Bandit is the Radioactive RC Bandit. I call it the Arma Killer. This is half Traxxas, the best of Traxxas, and the best of Arma. You've got forward motors. I've never seen this in another Bandit. And you have it going to a 2-speed transmission. So you have first gear and second gear, and this is a shiftable on-the-fly transmission, so I can take this up to 70 miles an hour, shift it safely, and head on into the triple digits. We've got it hooked up to a 6S Arma rear end, so you've got a solid rear end for this lightweight Bandit. You've got a bash bar up here, so it protects all your components and everything. You've got your ESC scoops that allows about 20 degrees cooler ESC operation under high speed. But as you can see, this is the front top side of a Bandit, and everything else is custom. We wanted to make it look like a Bandit. We didn't want to have it not look like a Bandit because that's what we've got here. But you just kind of notice there's something a little off about this one.
There's a whole lot of off about it.
And not only that, but behind here, we've got a deployable chute operated from your remote as well as your wheelie bar. So you can change any wheels and tires in the back and safely on the line be able to adjust your wheelie bar to the proper height. So it really does have a lot to offer on this model.
Now, these kits are available to the public?
Yes, I build these for people that would like to have something that's unusual, that's a cut above. And not only that, but if you can dream it up, I can build it. I
believe you.
I'm using my material right here, which is, it's stronger than steel and lighter than carbon. Eddie Hall couldn't bend this material. I drive over it with my F550 just to show everyone what this material is capable of. It has a certain amount of flex to it, but then it goes right back to where it was. There's nothing out there like this. It's super, super lightweight, and it actually makes for one heck of a chassis. This chassis is actually the 4-wheel steer Notorious chassis. We have extra holes right here. Now this is an unfinished chassis, so it needs to be sanded down, but it gives you a good idea about what you're dealing with when it comes to an Arma chassis. You can't do this with an aluminum chassis. this is the premier material for bashing RC cars.
Gotcha.
And so now we move into the Arma 6S lineup, where back here you've got your servo, so you have a complete rear steer, and you also have a lockout, so you can change it back to the stock configuration anytime you want. But it gives you the best of both worlds, and you can actually make this thing dance like it's on a fire stick. It's like nothing you've ever seen. This one right here, this is the world's only dual motor K6. As you can see, there's a lot going on here. It's 10 pounds of stuff in a 5-pound bag. Certified by PPS as being the only dual motor K6 in the world. You've got your bash bar right up here. You've got your dual motors, your dual ESCs. Your batteries stack up right here below your bash bar. It's got a 1/5 scale Spectrum servo in there because you've got a lot of extra weight here. We're running the 24mm hubs on here, just like the big boys, and this thing is the real deal. We have bashed this within an inch of its life over the last 2 years, and that is all the damage to the bottom of the chassis right now.
So your chassis are proven for 2 years?
Absolutely.
They've been proven good for 2 years?
100%. I have not had one failure on any of my chassis, and if I do any kind of modification, I put that out for my viewers so they know exactly what's changed. This one right here is this is the world's only 2-speed K6. As you can see there's no spur and no pinion gear. It's a direct drive to a 2-speed transmission. And I can operate this transmission locking up the differential in the center and unlocking it right from my remote. Very, very simple, lightweight, also has a bash bar. Very simple, very fast. This actually turns at over 100,000 RPM in the final drive. Because you have a direct drive, there's no gear reduction. Over here, we've got one of my favorites. I have really built my channel around the Red Cat shredder, and I know a lot of people don't necessarily like it. However, it is one of the most versatile platforms you can work with. Now, everybody wants to do a burnout, but nobody wants to pick up the back of their car, and that's not realistic, right? So as you can see here, we have a servo that engages. You see the drive shaft operating on a bearing right there? That servo engages and stops and locks up your front tires from being able to go anywhere. So that allows you to do a clean burnout on the back without having to touch your car. This is also a direct drive, completely balanced to a 2-speed transmission, just like the Bandit, just like the K6. I also have a servo so I can adjust the downforce on my wing, all on the fly. So this stuff is great material, and we're right on the cutting edge of what is possible with RC. This is all new material. No one else has it out there. You'll never see it on any other channel other than the Radioactive RC Ranch.
Very nice, dude. You are extremely creative, dude.
Thank you.
I love your builds, man.
Thank you.
And this right here, though, this is actually, I really like this thing.
This is probably has the most technology of any RC that I've ever built. The transmission is custom. This is a shiftable on-the-fly transmission.
Yeah.
I can take this up to 70 miles an hour in first gear with these tall gears, and where everyone else is topping out, that's where the fun just starts. I'm gonna shift into second gear with confidence, and I'm gonna head to the triple digits. We're gonna adjust that wheelie bar on the fly so we can adjust the weight on the rear axle, so we can once we get up to high speed, we can adjust that wheelie bar so we can adjust where the weight and the pivot points are, so we don't end up in an accident, because that's no fun.
No, that's not.
This guy is also animatronic, because who doesn't want to stare down their opponent next to him with a skull helmet? It makes for fun. That's all we're about. We're about having fun and engineering RCs to the best of our ability.
Now, I want to come back when everybody's out of the way. I I want to see these mowers work too.
These mowers are outrageous, guys. These are the world's only hobby grade mower. John Deere green, Case red, and Cat yellow. They operate off of real blades that are sharpened down and balanced just like the real thing. And they're hobby grade. They use 6S and 4S components. It also has a leaf blower because it's a liability as a homeowner to have grass on your sidewalk. So after you're done cutting your lawn and everything's manicured, you're able to clear off the sidewalk with your leaf blower. So this is a completely hobby grade buck wild workhorse by Radioactive RC, and we actually have our working model right down here. They operate off of 4S and 6S components, and we've been out here mowing the whole area.
Yes.
So we've been making sure the booths are nice and trimmed up, and they have all the tips of the grass cut and manicured, because that's what we're about here at Radioactive Ranch. We don't want to make work tough. We want to make it easy. We want to make it fun, and this is how we're doing it. So
very nice, dude.
Heck yeah.
Thank you for showing me all
Thanks,
that, buddy.
Joe. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
I told you, you've never seen those things before, right? I mean, dual motor Bandit. I mean, the other vehicles, they were awesome. The pullers, the RC mower you pull behind, that was all awesome. But man, I tell you what, that Bandit, for some reason, the Bandit kept getting my attention. That's kind of why we hit on that twice. But this guy, he's got the ability to let his imagination run wild to make it happen. Guys, check that description. I'll link them up down below. Use that as a link. Hit that subscribe, ring that bell, and thank you all for watching.
If you're still watching, you are top shelf. You are the cream of the crop, the pick of the litter. You are phenomenal. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. It means a lot to me. Now, down below, there are links for the products you see. Also for channel memberships, if you guys want to be a part. Channel members get early viewing on pretty much everything that I can. So guys, check that description. There's a lot of info down there. Thank you all for watching.